UFC Fight Night in UFC Vegas 89. Ribas versus Namajunas takes place this weekend. And I'm going to go through the full card breakdown and in detailed predictions, starting with the early prelim opener of Muhammad Usman versus Mick Parkin. I'm going to go Muhammad Usman. He's better than Mick Parkin everywhere, in my opinion. Maybe on the feet, Mick Parkin's better on the feet, skill-wise. But his last fight against Kyle Machado was a terrible fight. Arguably should have lost. And now he's just coming in here against Mo Usman. On short notice as well, because originally it was supposed to be Chris Barnett. So that's not good for Mick Parkin. I don't think he has much power on the feet to get respect from Mo Usman. And I just don't think he has much of a grappling game to out-wrestle Mo Usman either. So I'm going to go Mo Usman. Can get KO on the feet. I think he's got that ability and respect enough to just walk down Mick Parkin, but I don't think he'll KO him. I think he'll strictly just use a wrestling-heavy game plan and just pick up Mick Parkin for 3 rounds and get a 30-27 victory. We move on. Up the card. Igor Severino versus Andre Lima. I want to run through this card easily and go to bed and not make this fucking content ever again. Well, content, but not this fucking card. That's why I waited till Wednesday to post this, because I'm not motivated to post this shit. Andre Lima is going to beat Igor Severino. Both guys are good. Igor Severino is awkward on the feet, leaves some openings. Andre Lima does as well, but he's scrappier, he's got a good chin, great power, and I think he'll KO the 20-year-old that just got out of college in Igor Severino. I don't think he'll win. 20 years old. So he's been doing this since 2018. So he's been doing this since 2018. He's fought him. What the fuck? So he's done this since 2018. Fought Gene Carlos Santino. I think he'll lose by KO in the first round, by the way. I don't think he has much grappling threat. But he's been doing this since 2018, 2024, 4, 5, 6 years ago. So he's been doing this since he was 14, pro. Fucking wild. You're getting KO'd in the first round, though. You're 20 years old. Carlos Lima I think Andre Lima's going to get it done. We move on. Up the card. What's up the card? Montserrat Rendon versus Daria Zelenshnikova. I'm gonna go with we'll go Daria Zelenshnikova. I think she's better than Montserrat Rendon. Montserrat Rendon I was originally gonna probably pick here, but I don't think she's that good. Tamira Vidal isn't that good in hindsight. And she arguably could have lost that fight against Tamira Vidal. I don't even know what Vidal did in her career. Oh, she beat Ramona Pascal. That's right. But she's not that good. She lost to Juliana Miller in a submission match. 2021, which wasn't that long ago. 2.5 years ago. Juliana Miller is the worst fighter to step foot in the octagon. Women's MMA. I think she's going to lose. I think she's going to lose to Daria Zelenshnikova, who did lose to Melissa Mullins, but she was winning that fight. Shit happened. She fell on bottom, lost the fight. Fluke win for Melissa Mullins, who's a decent fighter in the UFC herself. So I'll go Daria Zelenshnikova. Butchered that name completely. She's good on the feet, got first round finishes. She beat a 3-0 opponent, 9-0 opponent. Who that girl beat Cans though, let's be real, but she's good. I think she'll beat Montserrat Rendon. We move on. Up the card. Stephen Nguyen versus Jono Aarons. I'm gonna go Stephen Nguyen. He's good, better than Jono Aarons. It just comes down to that. Jono Aarons is not that good. Went to a close decision loss with Sungwoo Choi, who isn't that good either. So it's just like, what do we really look at you as? Like, Jono Aarons lost, not just to him, but William Gomez as well. He just doesn't do much in fights. It's like he tries robbing people in a decision. and it just hasn't gone his way. Gomez, of course, you're not going to rob him in Paris. He's French. And, of course, you're not going to rob Sungwoo Choi in Singapore. Their hometown, you fucking retard. Watch Stephen and Wemby from fucking Vegas. I swear to God. Kansas. Okay, you're lucky, buddy. Trains at Fortis MMA. And he trains at a good gym, though. Fortis MMA is a good gym. Stephen and Wen's good on the feet. Good on the ground. Lost to Alon Cruz, but that's a while ago. Fluke loss, whatever. And he beat AJ Cunningham. Beat 5-0 Theo Relayan. Ray. How do you say that name? Yeah. Ray Yang. She beat him, though, so who cares? I think he'll outstrike John Aaron's to a decision win. We move on up the card. Ricardo Ramos. That's on it. Not that fight yet. Miles Johns versus Cody Gibson. I'm gonna go Cody Gibson over Miles Johns. I think Miles Johns is terrible. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's not terrible. He's decent, but he's not good enough. You know, because he lets me down. Like, you know, he has some performances against Anderson Dos Santos, who's shit fighter, and Kevin Natividad. I finished him at the third round. Third round finish for Johns. You know, against Natividad. And he fought Castaneda, gassed out and lost. He's breakable. He's beatable. Vince Morales decision, close decision. Like, I don't like seeing this. But it keeps happening. You know? It keeps happening. I'm gonna go with, and he fought Dan Argueta and lost. Decision lost there. So I'm gonna go Cody Gibson. I think he's tough, and I think I'm not gonna rely on a first round KO for Johns. If it's taking him to get Natividad out of there in the third. And Gibson's tough, breaks opponents, lost to Brad Katona, which I don't really like, but it was just a tough fight for him in general. I think he's good enough to beat Miles Johns of the world. And I think he'll get it done early. Or not early, late. With a third round rear naked choke. Gibson's good. He made it to the UFC, just lost the finals against Brad Katona in a scrap. So I'm going to go Gibson. I think he'll get the job done. We move on. Up the card. Oh, fuck! When can this card end? Ricardo Ramos, Julian Rosa. I'm going Ramos by KO. Rosa's shit. He's shit. He is shit. He lost to Padilla. He lost to fucking Caceres. He's chinny, and Ramos has good enough stand-up and good enough power. He did lose to Jordan by finish, though, so it's just, what can you tell about Julian Rosa? Because Rosa beat Jordan, but he lost to Sungwoo Choi by KO, so I'm going to go Ramos. I think he's got good enough skill and stand-up and power to crack the chin of Rosa. Padilla doesn't have much power, and he still was able to get it done. Early stoppage or not, he's still concussed Julian Rosa on the feet. So I'm going to go with the one and only Ricardo Ramos. I think he'll get the job done. We move on, up the card. Trey Ogden versus Kurt Hollabaugh. I'm going to go Trey Ogden. I just want to end this fucking card. Just get through it. Get through it. I'm going to go with Kurt. I'm going to go Kurt Hollabaugh to get it done here. I'm switching back and forth in this one. I'll go Kurt Hollabaugh. I think he gets it done over Trey Ogden. Ogden's good, but he did lose to Ignacio Bahamondes, which I don't really like that much, because Bahamondes isn't as good as we thought what he was. Not that great, you know. And Ogden got kind of outclassed by him. And Mata's not good. I know he should have won that fight, and it was just bullshit, but Mata's not that good. You know, and Sel Hubert, this is the thing, man. Loses to Bahamondes. But he beat Sel Hubert. But that was Sel Hubert's debut. Probably was in the jitters moment. Now he's looking good. Run that back, I think it goes differently. And Jordan Levitt beat him. Legitimately beat him. You know, like, I know a lot of people think that was a robbery. I think Levitt won that fight closely, though. Close fight. Levitt got that, though. Correct decision. I'm going to go with Kurt Hollabaugh. Eventually find the chin. Good BJJ. I think he'll beat Trey Ogden. I think he's better on the feet. I think he'll get the job done. We move on. He looked good against Austin Hubbard, who I never rated that highly, but he looked great in that fight. We move on up the card. Luis Puello versus Fernando Padilla. Luis Puello's going to get this one done. Fernando Padilla is bad. I just never thought Fernando Padilla was that good in his career. And he looked terrible against Kyle Nelson. What were you doing in that fight? And yet again, I'll say it again. Julian Oros's chinny will get chinned by fucking wind. Like, I'm not going to give you some credit for that win. Wow, you got one decent win over someone that's chinny and crackable on the chin. So, I'm not going to put any stock into that. I'm going to go for Luis Puello, who isn't even that good himself, but he's on a winning streak for a reason. Looked great in his fights. Looked good in FFC. Looked great against Robbie Ring on the Contender Series. And I think he'll get the job done by finish. Padilla is crackable on the feet. His chin is fucking like a parrot. It's insane what he's built like. Like, his chin is just, it's not like normal. It looks so crackable. Nelson couldn't find the chin. I think Puello will this time, though. We move on. Up the card. Billy Quarantillo. Damn, they really fucking add shit. Like, it's not like they have, a few fights on Apex card. They fucking stack shit on it. Must be eating lots. Billy Quarantillo versus Yusuf Salal. I'm gonna go with Yusuf Salal. I'll go Yusuf Salal against Billy Quarantillo. I think Salal's better on the feet, to be honest with you. And I don't think Billy Quarantillo is that good, to be honest with you. He's a breaker. I don't think Yusuf Salal is going to break unless he gets grappling mixed in on him, which Quarantillo can do. But I think if we're going to go skill for skill on the feet here, I think this will be more of a boring Shane Burgos type performance. And I think that we're going to see Billy Quarantillo lose this fight and get scolded. Because he's not that good. Damon Jackson's shit. Who did he beat before that? Lost to Barboza, I understand. Oh, yeah, Hernandez was beating him. Hernandez broke. I just don't see Zalal breaking. He's never broken his fights. Like, he had a shit performance against Sung Woo Choi. Should be the title of this video. How many times have I said his name? But he looked good against Furia. He did take on short notice. And then he arguably beat Sean Woodson, who is good. Sean Woodson's good. And he's been on a spree since then. Went to a draw with Damon Blackshear. Batista arguably lost against him. And Batista just had a great performance a few months ago against Ricky Simone. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Zalal. Scoring him 30-27. We move on. Up the card. Peyton Talbot versus Cameron Simon. I'm going to go for Cameron Simon. Peyton Talbot's good. Tricky on the feet. I think Simon's got more power on the feet. Talbot can out-grapple him. Christian Rodriguez was able to, but still. Cameron Simon, I think, gets it done. I think he's good on the feet. Better on the feet than Talbot, who's weird. Got decent kicks. I think Simon can take him down off him. Peyton Talbot did not look good in his fight against Nick Aguirre. Did not look good in that fight against Nick Aguirre. First round he lost. Won the last two. Got the finish in round 3, actually. It's not good enough. Cameron Simon trained at Team CIT. They now have Dricus du Plessis as the undisputed middleweight champ. They're a good gym, and they created Dricus from nothing. Steamrolling the middleweight division. And will steamroll Strickland and Adesanya when he fights them. Maybe not Strickland, but Adesanya, he fucking ragdolls. And Chimaev. But, I'm gonna go Simon. Good coach. Good game planning. I think he'll hurt Talbot in the first round. Maybe lose the second round. Wins the third. 29-28 Simon. We move on up the card. Shabazian versus Dobson. I'm going to go with Shabazian over Dobson. I think he's better than AJ Dobson. On the feet, Edmund Shabazian. I don't think he'll get out-grappled. AJ Dobson looked good in his last fight. Looked pretty good against Tafan and Chukwi, who Shabazian would also beat. But he lost to fucking Malkoon, who Shabazian probably would lose to, I'm going to be honest with you, stylistically. But I think Shabazian would beat Petrosian. And Dobson lost to those guys. So I'll go Shabazian winning a close decision. 30-27, 29-28. I think he's just better than AJ Dobson, if I'm going to be honest with you. We move on. Up the card, Carl Williams versus Justin Tafa. I'm going to go for Carl Williams. I was thinking, what the fuck is playing? Anyways, I'm going to go for Carl Williams. He's better than Justin Tafa. Yeah, I think he'll get the job done, to be honest with you. Tafa's bad. Just pulled out against De Lima a few weeks ago. I don't know how he's turning back. Maybe it was just a cold or an illness, but this is not a full camp at all. This is a short notice fight. Yeah, I'm going to go for Carl Williams, who arguably did lose to Chase Sherman, but he looked good in that fight. Like, he kept going. Chase Sherman was a bit tricky for him and was skilled on the feet kind of in that fight, where Tafa's just a fat fuck who can get out grappled. So I'm going to go for Williams, able to get the takedowns. He beat Luke Sprirsky. So if he can just survive the first round, I think Carl Williams will get it done with the grappling, getting it done by TKO. We move on. Up the card. Amanda Ribas versus Rose Namajunas. I'm going to go Rose Namajunas over Amanda Ribas. Yeah. Amanda Ribas is just not all that. I'm going to be honest with you. Rose Namajunas should get it done. Because the thing with Rose is, I just don't see her losing 3 in a row. And I think the UFC knows that, so they matched up with Amanda Ribas to where she's kind of a big name due to attractiveness and somewhat fighting style and skill. But just a winnable fight for Rose. Like, Ribas is chinny. Rose has got some heat in her hands, I'm going to be honest with you. She has good placements of her shots as well. And I think she will put away Ribas in round 1. Don't see Ribas out-grappling her. Don't see Ribas winning on the feet with the power. And she's going to have to outstrike Rose. And that's going to be really risky when one punch can land. Down you go. 5 rounds as well. So I think at some point, Rose will KO her. And I think it'll be early. Quick and early, nice and early. And put away Ribas in the first round. Like, wow, you beat Pinheiro. Want a trophy? Like, it's for Pinheiro. Macy Barber caught her on the chin. I think Rose is at that Macy Barber level, if not higher. And Marina Rodriguez caught her on the chin. So I'm just going to be honest. Rose should win this one. I'll be shocked if she loses, because then she's done. But in terms of interviews this week, she's looked more happier, more ready to go. And she looked decent against Fiora. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Peace.